Thanks for choosing us for your home of independent, fearless, and credible journalism. Now, scores of angry Stop Galamsey and Reoccupy Jolobi protesters have blocked roads leading to parts of the capital, vowing to press their demands for concrete action to end illegal mining. The protesters have been burning campaign materials of the governing New Patriotic Party in the middle of the road, accusing some officials of being complicit in the illegal activity. Let's get on the phone lines now and speak to my colleague Maxwell Akbokpa, who is on the ground for us. Maxwell, what can you report?
Well, like you rightly mentioned, the protesters have taken over the intersection here at 37 and the 37 roundabout here on the Gifford Road and the Liberation Road. No vehicle is able to move. So if you're going to the central business districts and its environs, you're unable to use this stretch of road that passes right in front of the Jubilee House. That is because personnel of the Ghana Police Service have mounted this barricade right here. You can see police special operations vehicles also in the background. But you can see police officers standing behind the barricades, two different layers of barricades we've seen here. That is just some meters away from the 37 military hospital. And that is to keep the protesters at bay, to prevent them from getting access to the Revolution Square, where they had intended to hold this protest. So right now, they've been kept at bay by these barricades and this police personnel who are stationed here, ensuring that they do not cross and get very close to the seat of government. But they've taken over the streets, like I mentioned earlier, the Liberation Road, the Gifford Road, which leads to the Elwak Sports Stadium, the Liberation Road heading to the Liberation Road that leads to Medina and its environs, and then also areas leading to the Central Business District and then the other parts of it. So really now, no vehicle is able to move, and that has created some bit of gridlock in some parts of the capital. Right now, though, I'll be speaking to one of the conveners, Oliver Bakavoma, shortly. But what you can see right now, I'm sure it's packs of food that they're going to give to the protesters. They really came prepared, I should say. So in that truck, in that van, we've seen water, bags of water in there. We've also seen packs of food. They're going to give them to the protesters shortly. We're waiting for them to open it. But some hours ago, Oliver Bakavoma drove that van and then used it to block the section of the road. But let's speak to him. Oliver, welcome to Joy News. We're live on Joy News.
Thank you. How are you doing?
Tell us, for those who are watching us, what is the purpose of today's protest?
Well, we have been having a conversation about trying to confront the nation with the urgency of the environmental crisis we're facing, which is Galamsey. That is it's a conversation that, as we know, within the past few weeks, several organized labor, several professional bodies have spoken up against and are demanding action on. We're in a critical election year. Our focus is to ensure that young people are represented in the conversation which concerns their future, that they become agents of a policy conversation that shifts the attention of electorates to the real issues that we are facing. Our intention is the only way in which we can do that is to mobilize young people to feel a sense of ownership in this democracy. This is what all this is about.
So specifically illegal mining?
Yes, irresponsible mining. Let's be clear that this dichotomy that people want to create between illegal and, well, it is irresponsible mining. There's so many people who have gotten for themselves small-scale licenses, for which reason they've given themselves a veneer of legality. We must move beyond that veneer and see the kind of practices people are engaged in. In fact, the Auditor General's report tells us that the EPA itself does not have what it takes to be able to protect our environment. That is serious. So why are we continuing to give licenses to people when we can't protect the environment at the same time? In the same breath, the Minerals Commission tells us that they were unaware of the Forestry Development Master Plan, which in fact says that from 2016, we should not grant any mining licenses in the forest reserves, and that we want to eradicate the practice of mining in forests in 2035. They say they are not aware of it. So there's a disconnect between the way in which we are raping the environment for what we claim in this search for gold. How many more documentaries does Joy News have to do to draw attention to this. There's a point where when the attention is brought to the issue, the young people mobilize to demand significant action. This is what we are doing, drawing the attention of a critical mass of Ghanaians to it.
And do you think this protest will change anything?
And it's a big question. What are we hoping to change? We are hoping that there's urgent action from those who we have elected to do so. Now, if we have spoken up, those who own our democracy, stand up to demand this action, and we have grown a sense of pessimism about the capacity of those who have put in place to lead that process not to do that. But what does it tell we as Ghanaians? So it is a bigger message for us to contemplate on about that when we speak up and demand this action, when our professional bodies are speaking, and we feel that it's not changing, what does it say about our democracy? So that's, for us, that's a question that we ought to answer. And what does it mean that we ought to do more? What should we do differently? That, I think, is the conversation we want to have.
Yesterday, in a statement released by the Police Director of Public Affairs, she said that the protesters intend causing chaos, in the capital. I'm sure you saw that statement as well. They said some of you want to use catapults and all of that. Is that true?
I mean, it's so strange that we live in a republic, how many years now, that we claim to have moved from the years of the military era, that the entirety of policing, that the physiognomy of how your police institutions are set up, are still caught up in this regime protection mentality. What are we talking? When are we going to have a credible police force that is democratic and understands the value of citizen dissent? We have elected for ourselves people who have used the security forces rather than advance the ends of our democracy, rather to protect themselves and make these people stooges. Citizens want to speak. Since the country have consistently organized demonstrations here in this country, consistently they have obtained injunctions against us. The language has always been that we want to create violence, but none of our demonstrations have we engaged in any of that. So at which point that we continue to believe them, and even in terms of how we report what the police say, at some point we should tear it up and use them as toilet paper, because it is ludicrous, some of the things that are saying. And if we are strong in the protection of our constitution and democratic rights, sometimes we would even black out the police and will not cover them again, because they are no longer a credible voice in how we move our democracy forward.
So this is going to continue tomorrow and then on Monday?
Yes, we notified them in accordance with law that we are going to be doing this till Monday at 11:59 p.m. and we intend to continue to show up till then.
The intended place was the Revolution Square, and now clearly they've kept you at bay with these barricades and the personnel stationed there. You cannot move anywhere closer to the Revolution Square. Are you satisfied with where the team is right now?
Let's
where the protesters are?
One of the things which I find bizarre is our ability to normalize and accept our own oppression. The police released a statement close to midnight yesterday, locking down half of the city, claiming that it is for a special operation. Not that I have not seen anybody ask for them for clarification as to what that means. That coincidentally, there's a special operation that they are doing at the same time when we are doing our protest. But if we are interested in our democracy, we will do everything to ensure that actions that are taken that are supposed to restrict our rights, that are supposed to disrupt the running of essential services across the country. The persons whose, like for instance, we've seen these ambulances go by, that these are people whose lives have been affected and impacted. We ask no question of them. The place we have chosen for ourselves was completely barricaded by walls. It's a walled environment that they can keep us there and we do not affect the city. But they don't do that. And yet we see these things and we don't ask any questions of them. What kind of democracy are we asking for? And if we intend to give up on ourselves and on the values we claim to have for ourselves, perhaps we should let everybody else know so that we can all check out, so that everybody else can join into the raping of the country as we intend it to be.
Okay. Thank you for talking to us. You just heard Oliver Barker-Vormawor, one of the conveners for Democratic Hub, organizers of this protest. I mentioned to you earlier that they came prepared. I want to show you what they have in that van there. You can see bags of sachet water. Earlier you saw packs of food they brought to the protesters. So that is the van there, bags of sachet water. And about 3 hours ago, Oliver Barker-Vormawor, who I just spoke to, drove this truck and then used it to block this intersection of the road here. Yeah, so as it stands now, this van is actually blocking the road. And you can still see the police personnel stationed here, not moving an inch, ensuring that the protesters do not get anywhere close to the Revolution Square where they wanted to protest. Okay, so you can see this driver wanted to use this stretch of road. They're asking them to go back. Now this protester is telling them to go back because they are not going to allow them to use the road. And that's what we've seen. Intermittently, you find them blocking the roads. And police, MTTD, sometimes pleading with them to allow the commuters to leave. Earlier, when the police director of public affairs addressed the protesters, he said they've come here with a de-escalation mindset.
It's never true.
Well, one of the protesters disagrees. What?
I'm not one of the protesters. I'm one of the organizers of this protest.
You are one of the organizers. What's your name, sir?
Ralph, the fellow Ghanaians.
Okay, great. Talk to me. The police says they've come here with a de-escalation mindset. You disagree?
No, wait, Fix the Country. This is not the first time Fix the Country is having a protest. Okay.
So let's see what's happening right now.
No, I think he's trying to get in. There's no way.
So they're telling them no way. They're not going to allow them to use this road. You can see the police officer there in your shot redirecting the drivers.
That's what we are calling for.
To use another stretch.
This is one of the professional things we are seeing from the police.
Okay, Ralph,
this is what we demand of the police. At least protesters are supposed to be protected. In as much as these people are also road users and they need to be protesters. There is a protest going on with a constitutional provision. And we are not flouting over nothing. All we are saying is that they need to also respect the people protesting. And these people are even supposed to be protecting as well. They are supposed to be protesting. Because this Galamsey menace is really not only affecting people in the villages where these waters have been destroyed. It is affecting each and every one of us. Each and every one. And what even hurts me the most is that if we that are living here think that this is not affecting us, then what happens to the people living in the building? Who fights for them? Who talks for them? There are individuals, and my pain is even with the women that live in these deplorable villages that has been affected. They don't have boreholes, they don't have pipe water there. Even now, the Ghana Water Company is coming out with the research that the amount of chemicals they are using in treating water for us in the city is even much that is not supposed to be. And it has even become hard for consumption. Yet, people are consuming this. When you go and buy porridge, cocoa that is being sold out, what is being used for it? It is the same waters that are being contaminated. We live in Accra. We don't cultivate cassava in Accra. We don't cultivate any of the food we eat in Accra. It is coming from these same communities that have been doing this Galamsey. And tell me if this is not sad. We are demanding that government will make a drastic decision. But the saddest part of it is this number of people here will never make the statement that will push any sensible leader to make a statement, or radical leader, sorry, not a sensible. A sensible leader would have listened a long time ago. But radical leadership need people, the consciousness of the people, how powerful the people will rise up to make a statement to him that this is the time we need to listen to these people. Machiavelli would never change from this. Seeing 16 people or 20 people here, never. It's never going to push him. Nana Addo has seen more than this. He has actually been one of the demonstrators that has organized one of the political demonstrations in Ghana that people pulled up, including people even dying. Tell me if this 16 people here is going to push Machiavelli to do something. But imagine if we have like more than 50,000 youth on the street today. They wouldn't do nothing. Nothing will happen. Nothing will change. And we call on Chamaun to me and the rest to continue doing their Galamsey.
Let's move closer. Let's see what is going to happen there. We've seen that military truck. We've seen that military truck, and the protesters are telling that military truck that they're not going to allow it to move.
What they are trying to do.
Let's see how that pans out.
No, the military is not bigger than the Ghana Constitution, true or not? The military is not bigger than the Ghana Constitution. The military is actually supposed to protect the country, sovereignty. And the sovereignty lies in the hands of the people, true or not? So tell me if the people, no. Nobody throws nothing to the police, please. Don't throw those water to them. Don't throw nothing. Peacefully ask them to leave. That's it. That is the power of the people. Okay? This is all we are calling. We should be very conscious in everything we are doing and peacefully demand of them to respect the protesters as well.
And that military track has been forced to use another route. Now, Ralph, you were arrested 2 days ago?
Yeah, sure.
What was your crime?
I think it doesn't make sense whatever they are charging me with. Yes, I know it's in the
What did they charge you with?
Destruction of public property, which is in Section 3 of the Constitution. I knew it, okay? And my question is that if I am being charged with the Section 3 of the Constitution, they should equally be charging with, I think, Section 129 or 169 or something in the Constitution that also says it is prohibited for anybody to post anything in an unlawful place. Tell me, that place, you see, I don't really want to be talking about the posters and posting whatever because it had nothing to do with the posters. What I did there was actually to open the place for Ghanaians who have been seeing pictures on social media to go there and see what $58 million has been used. Even America, that use dollar. Okay? $58 million. Trust me, Americans will even use that money for something really meaningful. But we used $58 million to dig a hole. And what hurts me the most, okay? The truth about the issue is that we in a country where even when that cathedral was opened, the people that went in there turned the place to be a playing ground. Yes. And it hurts me so much because what I was trying to communicate to the people was not Ghanaians going there to go and swim in that river, but to see the pain it is.
Well, another military vehicle. Let's see what is going to happen.
It hurts.
Protesters saying no way. You can see the driver urging the protesters to remain calm. Well, this is what has been happening here. So with the exception of ambulances, no civilian vehicles are allowed to move. Let's hear what's happening.
This is just formalities, okay? These are just formalities. It is part of the protest that the people just want to make it.
This is a military vehicle. This is a military vehicle, and we've seen the other truck. The other truck was not allowed. This pickup also not allowed by the protesters.
It will cause an inconvenience, but to respect the will of the people, let's respect them. Because we know the coat of arms entreat you all to protect us, and let's do this, please. No disrespect, no disrespect. And let's all do this peacefully, please. I know. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Choboy. Arise, Ghana, you for your country. The nation demands your devotion. Move from the back. Move from the back. Move from the back. Hey, Bibi. Move from the back. We are all in one.
The demonstrators will burst into patriotic songs.
We are all in one. In building our motherland. Arise! Arise, Ghana, you for your country.
It's mad, man.
Greatest national anthem in the country. Arise. We are
That's what we've been seeing here, like I mentioned earlier, with the exception of ambulances, no civilian vehicles, no military vehicles, no marked vehicles owned by any of the state security agencies are allowed to move on the stretch of the road.
Power to the people. We need to rise up and make sure we're going to protect it. No retreat, no surrender, no retreat, no retreat. Enough is enough. Nobody's going to intimidate nobody here. We are all together. The military, the police, we are all in this vessel together. And we are not going to allow no captain to sink the ship and go out of it. We are going to rise and make sure we save the ship from sinking. Enough is enough. Power, power, power. People!
You just heard from Ralph, one of the organizers of this demonstration, member of Democracy Hub himself. He was arrested just about 2 days ago. Let me speak to another member,
yes,
another organizer.
Yes, sir.
With Democracy Hub.
No, I'm actually with the Economic Fighters League.
The Economic Fighters League.
Then Fix the Country was our brainchild, of course.
Country,
yes.
okay. So, what's your name?
My name is Niayi Opari.
Niayi.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You've seen what is happening here. Are you satisfied? What's happening here? So?
Right, so the objective...
Assessment.
Yes. So our objective is we want immediate action in addressing our water and Galamsey issues. So we'll only consider this a success when stakeholders give it the priority which it deserves and address our water situation immediately. As to the numbers and the gathering right now, if that's what you're asking, this is a 3-day event. So we will not base our successes or failure on just the first day's turnout. No, that's not what we're looking at. We are saying beyond the 3 days, what is going to be the state of our water situation? Will it have been addressed adequately, or will have to come back here? It's only after the 3 days we'll be able to measure if what we did here today has gotten the real impact that we intended. Yes.
We've seen some of the protesters burning NPP campaign materials, the banners right in the middle of the road, yes, and all of that. When we spoke to some of them, they said they're doing that because they think some officials within the NPP, the governing party NPP, they think should be taking action, right, are not taking action, or rather complicit, right, in the Galamsey menace. I'm sure you've also seen some of them.
Yes. And so the issues here are very clear. For the first time in the political history of Ghana, we have a hung parliament, right? Equal numbers for both parties. Before anybody gets a mining concession, Article 257 is very clear. It has to go through parliamentary ratification. So it means anyone who is mining today has license to mine. It's easy to track all those people. If anyone is engaged in any mining activity without a license, that's a criminal affair. Why is the government, particularly Parliament, which has both parties in there, not taking the real actions that we need to handle these issues? So it's very clear for our people. Our people are not delusioned. They understand that the issues that we are dealing with are between the MPP and the NDC. They are complicit. And that is the anger that you have seen, people burning their party paraphernalia and all of that. This is just a reflection of a subset of what is happening in the larger population. We are saying enough is enough. We know this government doesn't have the wherewithal to deal with this issue. But to satisfy the conditions of the law, we are saying we would exercise a democratic right by protesting.
So let's see what is going to happen. I'll get back to you shortly. Now, this is a big bus. It's not a marked police vehicle, but I've seen police officers, personnel of the Ghana Police Service, have filled this bus here, and they are trying to negotiate. They're trying to negotiate with the protesters to allow them to use the stretch. But you can hear the protesters shouting, "No way!" You can see the police personnel in there. One of the officers, one of the policemen wants to come down and negotiate with the protesters to allow them to use this stretch of road. And once again, they will burst into patriotic, to the singing of patriotic. So let's hear what
Please just use that. Yes. Because if you're trying to reroute, it would create chaos. So I'm begging, if there's another route we can use to get there.
I'm a young man.
Same here.
We are going to the hospital to pick sample for you.
I understand, but I'm saying if we can find another route to go to the hospital, let's use that.
Let me call my officer.
Please do. Yes.
They are the hospital here.
Yes, please.
So that one that can come for you. Then the timing will be very important because if you coming back, it will be very best if you make a U-turn from there and use that. But we are already going here, 37. I'm on the right, the command is there. So let command come and talk to you.
Thank you.
Yes. Arise, Ghana youth, for your country. The nation demands your devotion. Let us
easy. Well, it's a vehicle filled with personnel of the Ghana Police Service. It's not a marked police vehicle. It's not marked. It is actually not a police vehicle. It's a VIP bus, VIP Jean bus. And you can see some of the protesters are throwing sachet water at the bus. And the other protesters are telling them that it is needless to throw sachet water at the bus. And that is what they've been trying to do in situations when their colleagues have tried to misbehave. They've tried to get them to toe the line of peace and do this protest in an atmosphere of peace. You can see two personnel of the Ghana prison service also denied the opportunity to use this stretch of road. The protesters have vowed they will not allow.
The police are doing. They will bring in people so that when they are being denied, they will do whatever it is to say we are resisting them.
You can see this bus, this at the bus. One of the organizers saying no, they will not encourage it.
We are not asking anybody to throw nothing. They have set in spies, BNI, national security, police personnel with us, with nose masks covering them. And they will be throwing stones and water to the police to
you can see the personnel of the police service watching.
We are not doing the assault.
Looking at the protesters from the back.
Monitor them. Capture the people that are throwing it. Capture those that are throwing the water. Okay? No fix the country or any protester is here throwing anything. Watch those people. Don't film me.
What? You think they are provocateurs?
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying the police has brought people in here to cause mayhem for it to look like it is the protesters that are doing that. We are not responsible for such stuff.
And that is why they've been discouraging the demonstrators from getting violent. They say they want to do this in an atmosphere of peace, and that they are peaceful protesters. Earlier, when the public relations officer of the Ghana Police Service, Grace Santacrofi, spoke, she said the police is here with a de-escalation mindset, So even in situations when they've been provoked, they've tried their best to de-escalate the situation. The Ghana Police Service, personnel of the Ghana Police Service, they have exercised a lot of restraints. Allowing these protesters to exercise their rights. And this breaks in the middle of the road. The use these brakes to block portions of the road. But so that's a stretch of road. This stretch of road leads to Medina and its environs. It's empty now. Because the protesters have blocked the road. Police earlier announced that there will be a special operation in the capital today, redirecting traffic, and personnel of the MTTD have been. Okay, great. Let's speak to someone who is not really in support of the protest.
I am not saying I'm not in support of the protest, but the protest is creating inconvenience for us. See, they have to drop us at Opebia to walk from Opebia to this place. If you are going to Osu or 37 or Circle, then you have to go and pass through Kaokudi and take the Nima Highway before you go to wherever you are going to. So I am coming to 37 to commute to Osu. I have to be stopped at Opebia to walk. See, I am walking. Meanwhile, I'm going for a program, a TV program now. So see the trek I have trekked to this place. You see the inconvenience they are creating for us.
So in principle, you are not against the protest?
But this is their civic rights. Why must the police block them from moving on? Are they carrying guns? Are they carrying AK-47? Are they carrying bombs? Are they carrying tear gases? They are peaceful citizens trying to vent out their anger. Master, there is anger in the system. There is anger in the system.
Anger?
Very, very deep.
Why people
anger in the system. Governments have to look sharp. Look at the anger they are vetting out. They should allow them to do this. It will be better than they keeping it inside them and then coming out to destroy things.
When you say people are angry, what are they angry about?
The system is not correct. If the system is okay for the youth, will they be demonstrating? No, they will not demonstrate.
Look at what is happening now. Look at what is happening now. That military truck. Hi, what's your name?
Gloria.
Gloria, what's your last name? Okay, thank you for talking to us. So, that military truck military pickup wanted to use a stretch of road, but the protesters are saying no, they will not allow it. If you know this enclave very well, you may want to describe it as a military enclave, because the Burma camp is not far from here. The 37 military hospital is not far from here. So often you find personnel of the military using this stretch of road. The protesters say they will not allow any vehicle to move, with the exception of ambulances. And now that military pickup is being forced to do a detour.
I don't know how many.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Official Survivor, popularly known as Official Survivor. That's my name.
What Survivor?
Official Survivor. That's my popular name, yeah. Yeah, so this is it. If you all could analyze things very well, you realize that it is becoming difficult for the young generation to cross 40. Once you are in 30 to 40, you're almost going home. You get to the hospital right now. The young people are at the hospital, and then you have liver failure, kidney failure. We are in this country, report came out that 24,000 cases of cancer have been recorded, and all of them connected to what? Galamsey, if I'm getting it right. How do we live in a country where we have a government in place who is poisoning the police, poisoning the civilians, and poisoning everybody in
that military pickup is going to try to use another pack. And now he's moving. That soldier is moving the barricade. Okay.
So at the end of the day, it doesn't make any sense for us to be in a country where the police are being poisoned, the soldiers are being poisoned, everybody, the civilians are being poisoned. When it gets to the level where we have to start importing water from China, the politicians will have the opportunity to import water from China. The young people of this country who are living under payment of, they are being paid 8,000 cedis, 800 Ghana cedis. How are they going to import water from China? So we are at the critical level where the youth of this country, we need to get up and then stop the party fight and then join the nation fight. As Thomas Sankara said, he said, it is time for us to choose champagne for few people or water for clean water for everybody to drink. And that is why we are here on the street protesting that the youth are dying. We are supposed to be the future of this generation. The people who are poisoning us, putting the chemicals that they are using to do this galamsey, is poisoning everybody, including the police. So listen, if you are 60 years of old, and then you are trying to destroy the younger generation, you don't poison us to expect us to be in the house. We need to hit the street and then speak for ourselves. And that is why we are here. Galamsey must stop. Government officials who are involved, the land commission, everybody, all of them need to resign because we are actually obeying the president. The president told us when he was being sworn in that we should be citizens and not spectators. And this is the time for us to obey and honor that word. He also should he said he's going to put his presidency in the line and then to fight Galamsey. I think he should.
You think he has not put his presidency on the line to fight Galamsey?
Look at River Prat. Does that look like fighting Galamsey? Now look at this one. Look at this. Look at how the police, they have been able, I love it, the police have been very professional. Let's commend them for that. Yes, look at how they have been able to make sure that nobody, all of us in this ground right now, protest ground right now, we are not more than the people who are doing Galamsey in the villages. But the police have been able to prevent us from going in there, but they cannot go to the site where Galamsey is happening, where they are poisoning our water bodies, to stop them. If I've been seen in a community and then I'm putting poison in the well of that community, I will be jailed because I'm trying to destroy the life of the community. But here we are in this country and thousands and millions of people, their life are being destroyed through this illegal activity, and we want to keep quiet. We can't keep quiet doing partisan, you are NDC, you are NDC, MPP. We need to drop that and fight for this nation. If not, a time will come where we will not have water to drink. Water is life. Thank you.
So what specific actions are you demanding from the government to deal with this menace?
All the government officials who are supposed to be, to make sure that our water bodies are clean, all of them should resign, including the president. He should resign.
Why?
Look at River Prat. That's it. That should tell you that the president has failed. You see, the president during campaign time 2017 or thereabout, he was saying it, 16-17, he said he is going to put his presidency in the line. So we were hoping that he coming on board, things are going to be well. The fact of the matter is that no political party in Ghana can be able to stop Galamsey, because in the time of NDC, we were complaining about Galamsey. NDPP came on board and then it became worse. So they are the same meat in different soup. It is not going to change. So it is left for us, the youth, to rise up, because we are the people dying of liver failure, kidney failure at the hospital. It is becoming difficult. If every Ghanaian conscious person can understand this, it is very difficult for the youth these days, the younger generation, to cross 40. When you are able to cross 40, just know that at any moment you are going to die. Look at the posters. 34, they are gone. Obituary. Of course, gone too soon. 19, gone too soon. Why? All of them related to what? Chronic diseases and all that. We want that to stop, because we are human beings, we are not animals. Thank you.
When they are sick, when they are sick, they travel abroad. They don't respect they don't even respect our hospitals, because they don't build a better hospital for us. They must stop Galamsey. That two parties, NDC, MPP, they must stop Galamsey. MPP, NDC, Mahama, Baumia, they must come out and stop Galamsey for us. Because I know that two parties, Mahama and Baumia, if they come to a conclusion that they must stop Galamsey, Galamsey must stop. It will stop within 2 days. That two parties, NDC, MPP, they must stop Galamsey.
If you want to see a failed leadership, the proof in this country for failed leadership is the fact that when politicians who put the hospitals for us, and they are campaigning with this hospital, when they are sick, they move out of they travel abroad. You understand? That is a failed governance system. And
thank you for talking to us. What's your name again?
Official survivor.
Official survivor. You are a survivor?
That's right. We are surviving.
We are surviving.
Of course.
Thank you for talking.
That's right.
So yeah, we're still here at the 37 roundabout. the Gifford Road, Liberation Road, all blocked at this point by these demonstrators. They are not allowing any car to move. And that speaker there in the bed of that pickup announcing to the demonstrators not to drop their empty sachet on the street. And earlier we had Oliver Bakavoma telling them to ensure they clean the place after the protest. Let me speak to, hi, I see you with the Ghana flag.
Yeah.
And earlier I had you telling some of the protesters not to come here with party flags.
Of course. Yeah.
What's your name, sir?
This Dramani Salon Rabado, the convener Justice for Ghana, and one of the organizers for the Democracy Hub protest against Galamsey. Because Galamsey threatens our survival. Galamsey poses an existential threat to us as a people, and that is why something must be done drastically to address the problem. You were talking about the fact that I was asking some people not to bring party colors to this place, because this is a non-partisan platform. This is a non-partisan protest. It is a protest by patriotic Ghanaians who want duty bearers to wake up to their duties. So, so far so good. You have seen a number of vehicles that have been turned away, including military vehicles, being asked to, use other routes, but not these very ones that we have occupied. This protest will be about 3 days. We have told the police that we have notified them that the protest will be protesting.
I'm curious though, what specific actions are you personally demanding from the government?
Oh, to fix the Galamsey issue. Because you see, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, boldly told us that he was going to put his presidency, or he was putting his presidency on the line as far as the Galamsey fight was concerned in 2020. Ghanaians listened to him and they voted for him, only for that promise to just be a sham. That in other words, a charade. It was a charade. The president actually did not mean what he said. That is why we are seizing the moment to tell the president that he has kind of scammed us. So he must wake up to the promises that he himself made to us that he will fight Galamsey. Galamsey, according to the Ghana Water Company, will very soon be importing water. And Maxwell, you and I, looking at the economic condition in the country now, I don't think we'll be in the position to be importing water into this country. But the politicians who are amassing wealth at our expense, they will be able to be importing water into this country for their use. But you and I cannot. The same way the good people of Central Town constituency will be struggling to get water to drink because of the issue of Galamsey. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for talking to us.
Maxwell.
So, the announcer there telling the demonstrators that they're about to play a game of football right here on the stretch of road. So they're about to play football in the middle of the road. The road belongs to them today. And they are doing this to press home their demands for clean water now. Like I mentioned earlier, with the exception of ambulances, you see them beckoning the ambulance to come because they are only allowing ambulances. No civilian vehicles, no military vehicles, no police vehicles. And you've seen clearly marked military vehicles being turned away. Yes. Let's speak to more people here. You can see Oliver Bakavoma picking up some trash. Some trash on the road, doing that himself with his megaphone hanged around him. And that is what they've been urging all the protesters to do, to pick all the trash right in from the middle of the road. Another member of the group joining in to help pick the trash. Well, perhaps leadership by example, because they've been urging the protesters to do exactly that. Let's speak to more people here on the ground. Hi, what's your name?
Frema Shows. Frema Shows.
Okay, Frema Shows. Okay, tell me, why are you taking part in today's protest?
Well, I'm a Ghanaian citizen and I want a better Ghana, okay? No, everybody knows how Galamsey has destroyed our land and our water. So we want Galamsey to stop and we want a clean water. That's why we are here today. Yeah.
The government is already fighting that. They tell us that you go to...
The government doesn't have a choice. It's our land.
Are you satisfied with the fight against Galamsey?
Yeah, so far we are trying our best on social media, and today, look at us. We're going to be here today, tomorrow, and Monday.
I mean the government. Are you satisfied
No, he
with the
hasn't
government?
fight anything. Has the government fight anything that I don't know about? He hasn't fight anything. I mean, it's his people who are taking part of the Galamsey. Look at Chama Wuntumi and Co. So the government hasn't done anything about Galamsey. It's we and the kings are fighting Galamsey. So the government hasn't done anything.
And you can see one of the protesters, and it's one of the mobilization tools they're using to get more people to join them in this protest. And she's live on the social media platform.
Don't talk to you.
I know. My mom.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Irene.
Oh, wait, sorry, I'm in your feed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can be in my feed. It's not going to show too.
Which social media platform is this?
My name is, my name is Empress on TikTok. Yes, so that's my TikTok.
So you're on TikTok right now?
Yes, I'm live on TikTok. Right now, wow, it's dropped, but it was, anyway, right now it's 31 people. Yes, watching right now.
You're using this platform to do what exactly?
What are you here? What's the reason why we are all here? We are here because of our water bodies. It's seeping into our drinking water. Even the pure water is not safe anymore, right? Because you don't know the source. For about a month, my mom has not gotten water in Adenta, okay? We had to be buying from water tankers because there's no water flowing through their pipes. There's no water in their pipes.
Co-creators who want to cook.
People are just liking their life, and that's what's going to make their life to go up. So yes, I'm here mostly for my children's future. We see all the disabled children being born, right? Due to this Galamsey and whatever mercury leaking into our pipes. So that is why I am here. Yeah, I am here to say that our leaders should do the right thing. And we are not even seeing the gold being mined, the positive impact that it is bringing to our country. We are not seeing any positive impact. It's being sold in Dubai, and Dubai is now our tourist site. Every Ghanaian wants to go and chill in Dubai. Because of what? They have used the gold to build their country. What about we that it is our natural resource? What about us? The youth don't have jobs. You finish school and you'll be hanging out in the house, eating your parents' food for free. You understand? So me, I don't know why the youths are not out here in their numbers, but I'm here because I want our water bodies to be protected and our minerals to be protected as well.
Let me leave you to engage your audience. I can see someone saying, join you, so. So let me leave you to engage them. Hi, thank you for talking to us. So that's what is happening here for Stina. The protest is going on. They have vowed not to move an inch. They said they're going to stay here till 12 a.m. And this protest is going to continue for 3 days. So today's the first day. Tomorrow, 22nd September, will be the second day. And they're going to end on Monday. So we're here. We're going to keep tabs on what is happening here, and we'll bring you up to speed on everything that is happening here. Specifically, the 37 roundabout. Reporting for Joy News, Maxwell Agba. Over to you, Faustina, in the studio.
Thank you, Maxwell, for interacting with some of the protesters there. The Democracy Hub, they have begun their 3-day protest. They are demanding action against illegal mining. And we are your election headquarters, so we would be following this closely because most people say that how government deals with illegal mining would influence how they would vote in the coming elections. Well, the nominations are over and balloting is done and all is set for the 2024 presidential election. The Electoral Commission, after vetting of nominations of 24 aspirants, cleared 13 of them to contest the election, disqualifying 11. The EC on Friday conducted balloting for the qualified candidates amid chaotic scenes. We'll show you all of that, but first here's a wrap of reasons for the disqualification of the 11 other candidates in the following report by my colleague James Aveji.
The Electoral Commission, after exactly a week of receiving nomination from 24 aspirants who want to contest in the 2024 presidential election, has come out with its verdict. 13 candidates have been cleared to contest in the election, while the EC has disqualified 11 of them. The EC chairperson, Jean Mensah, has been explaining how the 13 candidates got cleared.
Mr. Mahamadou Bawumia of the NPP satisfied all the requirements and was cleared by the 2 committees established to do so. Mr. Kofi Akpalu initially had issues with his tax certificate. However, he was provided an opportunity to correct it, and the issues were resolved, and he was cleared by the committee. Mr. John Dramani Mahama of the NDC satisfied all requirements and was cleared by the committee.
She has also been given some clarification on why 11 of the candidates failed to go through.
Ms. Janet Asana Nabila also used the registration details of particular voters to support her nomination, of the registration details of supporters in certain districts to support her nomination in other districts. Again, the vice presidential candidate did not sign the nomination form. The issues were, however, not resolved, and the committees recommended that she be disqualified. Mr. Bernard Mona also had incomplete particulars of supporters. He also used registered voters in a particular district to support the nomination in other districts. His form also contained varying signatures for the same supporters, and in some cases the same signature for different supporters. The committee was of the view that he be disqualified.
The EC chair has, however, given the assurance that the commission has no interest in interfering in who becomes the next president in the December polls.
It is not in our control to determine the outcome of the election. The power indeed lies with the good people of our dear country. It is only the citizens and the citizens alone who can determine who should lead them, not the Electoral Commission. It is the candidate who is given power to lead this country by the citizens who will be declared the President of the Republic of Ghana by the Electoral Commission come the 7th of December 2024.
Now, the good news for all 11 candidates who have been disqualified is that the EC is assuring that it will refund the 100,000 filing fees to all of them. James Aveji reporting from the EC headquarters here in Accra for Joy News.
Well, meanwhile, chaos nearly marred the balloting process for the 13 qualified yesterday when some of the candidates raised concerns over the process. The following report has more.
Objection after objections rocked the balloting process here at the EC's conference room. The independent candidates are rejecting the Electoral Commission's decision to conduct 2 separate balloting, prioritizing the 9-party candidates over the independent ones, compelling Nana Kwame Bediako to storm out of the room.
This is the decision of the Commission, and this has been the practice.
After we've done the voting. I mean, if that's the case.
Then you are saying we cannot do the vote. Is that what you are trying to say?
Sorry?
We cannot do the balloting.
I didn't say
No, that's what I'm saying. This is an internal. We don't have any CI with that particular regulation that this is what, but it's an internal mechanism. So so we've understood. But let's go ahead. Then the Commission will be informed of your position.
Finally, a compromise was reached. But after the first round of balloting, the Director of Elections for the NDC, Dr. Omani Buama, and that of the NPP, Evans Nimako, shared another disagreement over the size of the balls being used for the balloting.
That ball, one and only, has that halo at the junction between the glass and the yellowish bits. It undermines the fairness of the first ballot.
We will not sit here for his own judgment to be used as the rules of the game. At this point, the New Patriotic Party submit that the ball that has been contested should be taken out and others added, so that we have the 9 set of balls to go through this exercise and complete peacefully.
The 2 parties finally agreed that the particular ball in contention can be used, but the balloting must be done in a polythene bag to avoid any form of cheating. After almost 2 hours of the chaos, the balloting was eventually done for all 13 candidates, and the NPP's Dr. Mahmoud Baumia secured the number 1 slot. GCPP is number 2, Ekwadonko of GFP at number 3, the Ghana Union Movement at number 4, Kofi Akpaloo of LPG at number 5, NDP's Mohammed Frimpong is at number 6 with the CPP at number 7, and the NDC's John Dramani Mahama at number 8. APC came number 9, independent candidates Kofi Kranting, George Chumberima, Nakwame Bediako, and Alan Kojo Tramanting are at the 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th positions respectively. General Secretary of the NDC, Fifi Fiavikwete, is optimistic that the number 8 will secure victory for the party.
And we accept the number 8 after 8 critical years of decay, after 8 critical years of, shall I call it the total lack of order, the corruption, the darkness that has engulfed this country. I think the 8 is quite significant to tell the country that this is the moment to stop the decay after the 8 years.
James Abeji reporting from the EC headquarters here in Accra for Joy News.
And that's how we wrap up Joy Newsroom. For more news, please log on to myjoyonline.com. My name is Faustina Safo. Good afternoon.